Welcome back, Savages, to another video. In this video I'm going to give you a Chia Mining update. So you've probably seen from some of the previous videos I've done that I built a Chia Mining rig. It's been merrily plotting and farming away for the last month and a half. So what I want to do is give you some information on energy consumption, because that's one of the questions they very rarely address in some of these videos that you'll find on YouTube. So this has been running for about a month and a bit, and I'm going to do a couple of experiments in this video. One will be just how much energy consumption we've got when it's just farming by itself, and then the other one will be when it's farming and plotting. So I've got the madmax plotter running on the system which is doing the plotting, so you get a good idea of just how much energy consumption you get when you've got madmax running on the system. Will be with the case on and also with the case off as well, because when you've got the case on, that makes a difference to how the fans are blown and also again affects your energy consumption as well. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, first things first, we've got the energy monitor plugged in, it's registering 0.0 watts. Let's just plug the system in. So the first thing I've done before we've even switched the rig on is I've just plugged the system in to the power monitor. As you can see, even on standby and without the rig running, it's already consuming 2.3 watts. Let's flick across. In terms of ampage, again with nothing switched on, it's still using 0.157 amps. So here's our rig switched off. I'm just going to go ahead and switch it on. Now in terms of what's going to be using a lot of the power in terms of peripherals and whatnot, we've got a USB monitor, keyboard and mouse there. You've got hard drives in there. I think I've got about 9 hard drives in there at the moment, giving me about roughly 65 terabytes. And obviously you've got the Ryzen processor and everything in the case. Have a look at the other video and you get an idea of exactly what parts we used in this build. So the system is up and running, got the monitor connected up and everything as well. Let's just have a look at how much power consumption we've got before we even start any mining. So there we go. Without any mining or anything running at the moment, it's using about 130 watts. So experiment number 1, everything's synchronized back up, the plots are farming, the case cover is off. Let's see how much wattage is being used. So not really much change since we plugged it in and we're just using Windows without farming, so it doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. It's about a 5 or 10 watt difference, but there you go, it's between 135 and 142 watts of power. Let's just flick it to amperes. So it's using about 0.8 amps. So there you go, that's experiment number 1. So that's without the case on and purely farming. So this is experiment 2. We've got the madmax plotter running, the case is open. Let's see how much power this is using. So as you can see, this has jumped hugely. As soon as you've got the madmax plotter running, CPU usage and everything else jumps to max more or less. So it's using 284 watts of power. That is a lot. So if we just flick across to amps, yeah, 1.2 amps. So that's experiment 2. So that is basically plotting and farming with madmax plotter. You are getting almost 280 odd watts of power being used. So when you consider the power usage, which is, you know, on the brink of 280 watts of power, think of that running 24/7 while you're still plotting to fill those drives, and you're getting feeble returns of 0.2 cents or pennies from joining a pool like Space Pool. Is it really worth it? Not so sure. Okay, we're back again, but this time we've actually put the case back on, so the mining rig is fully enclosed, and we're just going to be doing pure farming mode. Let's see how much wattage that uses. So with the case closed and purely farming, we're getting around about 140 watts or 150 thereabouts. And the final experiment, so we've got the case closed, we are now farming and plotting at the same time, and you're getting about 285 watts. Now what I would say is, with the case closed, the fans are kicking in a lot more often, probably every 10-15 minutes, and you'll get it getting up to about 290, almost 300 watts, and that's because the case is closed. So in this experiment, what I've realized is if you leave the case open, the fans won't kick in as much, therefore you're using less power as well. So that's what I'd probably recommend. So from this video, I just wanted to give you an idea of just how much power consumption something like a Chia Mining rig would be using up, and then just to factor that in with something like the reward you're going to be getting from something like Space Pool, which is next to nothing really. So just bear that in mind if you think you want to jump into Chia Mining. It's something I didn't know about until I actually got a rig up and running, and then you kind of realise some of the costs involved. So anyway, I hope this video helps somebody. Thanks for watching, savages, and I'll see you on the next one.